Welcome to the Personal Finance Podcast for Doctors. This podcast aims to simplify all aspects of personal finance and helps you make smart and informed choices about money so that you can live happier and stress-free lives. Today's episode is brought to you by Chanda Varma, who is a financial coach and vice president with the doctor practice at MFA, the only company in India having a dedicated practice for doctors.
Hi, welcome to today's thought. Warren Buffett was asked once, who do you think the investor's worst enemy is? You know what he said? He said it's not the economy or the stock market that will do in the investors. It will be the investors themselves. Benjamin Graham, the world-famous investor, professor, the father of value investing, and mentor to the billionaire investor Warren Buffett, he says, the investor's chief problem and his worst enemy is he himself or herself. So you see, for you and me, the takeaway is that we have to get out of our own way when it comes to investing. It could be that we are biased or we are influenced by news or by someone else's investment decisions, or we could be biased by our own knowledge and understanding of the situation, or maybe even our ignorance or our tendency to want to make quick returns, or for some, just not to lose money and stay safe. In any of these situations, we let our emotions, we let us come in our way. That's why I say that personal finance is more personal and less of numbers. In my previous podcast, I had given you a few real-life examples of some of the biggest businesses worldwide, such as Facebook, IBM, all to drive home a point that no one knows a thing about the future. No one. But just think, all the financial news out there, the experts doling out advice and forecasts, all the newspapers and magazines that talk about where to invest next, almost all of it is noise. Sure, every once in a while there is teeny tiny little speck of information that is useful, but you sure have to wade through a lot of garbage to get to it. Which always makes me ask the question to people, why are we paying attention to this garbage in the first place? Let me give you a recent case. Japan's second quarter economic growth has outpaced expectations. Now, no one predicted this. The world-class experts and analysts surely didn't. By the way, these analysts missed the mark not by just 1 or 2%, by almost 100%. And I'm not even talking about long-term projections. This is only about predicting a quarter of economic performance. Forget a quarter, we don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next moment. There are too many unknowns, known unknowns and unknown unknowns. The other day I heard something ridiculous. Someone advised my client, invest till March 2025 and then book your profits and sit on cash because the next crash is coming. What a load of crap. I would love to own that piece of crystal ball that guy has. But you know what? Shit happens. There are many analysts, financial reporters, and bullshitters who claim to know the future. They keep making projections. Their goal is make some projections, one of them will hit the bullseye or at least come close. The truth is that no one can consistently forecast the economy or the time in the stock market. No one. But you knew this already, didn't you? But we still like to believe that someone knows. And analysts take advantage of this human desire of certainty, of guarantee, by claiming to know what you don't. Needless to say, many of us investors fall for such bullshit. Do you know why? It's something that the psychologists call as confirmation bias. For years, I didn't know I was doing this. In fact, there's even a name for this behavior, confirmation bias. It is basically a process of making a decision in your head and then gathering evidence that supports what you've already decided and trying to dismiss anything that disagrees with you. It's stupid, but it's a human way to operate. The trickiness is how to break this behavior pattern. But I've found one thing that seems to help, and it's called the Confirmation Bias Prevention Program. Here's how you do it. 1, you find someone who disagrees with the decision you're about to make. 2, you ask them why they disagree with you. 3rd, you carefully listen to what they have to say. 4th, you continue listening until you can honestly say, I understand why you believe that. And this is the most important step. Of course, this confirmation bias prevention program isn't an ironclad guarantee that you won't fall into the trap, but it does seem to provide me the space to consider the possibility that I may be wrong, and every once in a while, this realization stops me from making a costly mistake. When it comes to your money and your financial life, you need to find someone who's a world-class, real financial professional who cares. Just having this person in your life is invaluable. This person can stand between you and your confirmation bias, between you and your costly mistakes, between you and your behavior. This is the most important decision you will have to make, well ahead of what products to buy, what strategies to follow, and everything else. What do you think of this? Do let me know. Thank you for listening in. God bless.
You were listening to the Personal Finance Podcast for Doctors with Chanda Varma. If you find this podcast relevant and interesting, do share it with other doctors as well. It will be great if you leave a review, share, like and subscribe. You could also let us know if there is any specific topic that you would like us to cover. For any queries or help, you can get in touch with MFA's Doctor Practice Team at 892-800-6140.